Well, good evening and welcome to this episode of Dice and Them. This evening brought to you by a bunch of friends that never fall out or make fun of one another at any point. I'm joined by Tove.
Hi, Jack. Love you.
Bambi.
Howdy.
Lou.
Hi.
Ralph.
Not being funny, I don't think we can say good evening because people might not be listening to it in the evening.
Oh, fuck off. Jesus Christ.
And
Toad, the audio gods, what will they say?
They'll say, cut that.
And I'm reluctantly...
Love you, Jack.
Reluctantly, I am Jack. I'm hoping that tonight's episode will be fun and happy and joyful, all the things that I no longer feel. So I think we need to start with the Lou cap to know what on earth is going on, because I've forgotten.
And precisely how traumatized everyone is.
Yes.
It's been a friggin' while, isn't it? Okay, Lou cap, off we go. The DM threatens the party with inspiration, but they fail to name last week's deceased eels. The party dispute that the DM knows what flavour is. Everyone decides to not let Gladstone die with varying levels of success. Gladstone gets nommed, and we discover that the tentacled monstrosity Nightmare has a juicy little backside. It inexplicably falls prone and flounders about while a dog bites it on the head and a cat stabs it a bit. Gus finds herself unmastiffed with a mouthful of horror. Gladstone feels smug about a fighter ability from inside. The monstrosity starts to glow. Light and Gus fuck off, Lyosha temporarily dies, and then Gladstone has a last huzzah and breaks free. A lot more stabbing ensues from multiple directions until Lyosha's stab is the final stab, and it is all stabbed out.
I mean, I couldn't have put it better myself. I think that's spot on throughout. And so I think we've got a Soggy Moggy and a Halfling Druid in the auxiliary shaft out of the water. And then I think we've got everyone else.
Actually, Light did eventually swallow his courage and go back to help with the fight.
So
yeah,
it's just
Gus
alone.
Pride and abandoned Gus, yeah.
Yeah, so
yes,
Gus
also
is...
swallowed a heal from Gus. Which he was on 1 HP, I don't think I actually mentioned that.
You did not mention that. Okay, so Gus is alone, and presumably... So what are you going to do, Gus? Go off alone to find the tomb, seeing as how your friends are dead, or...?
Yeah, probably. I think it's just we're gonna become a solo treasure hunting podcast.
Yeah, the rest of you can take your headphones off. Let's go, Lou. Okay, so you guys manage to swim the rest of the way, presumably feeling rather worse for wear. You pull yourself out onto the side where Gus is, onto these sort of large wooden steps up the auxiliary shaft. And you are reunited.
We're back! No one's dead. Gladstone isn't dead. Look, he's here. Yeah, and Light collapses onto the wood.
I feel, yes, roughly 1/10 of myself.
Good. I feel roughly 3/4 of myself, and that, to be honest, that's not really bad going. I'm basically 3/4 of all of you guys anyway. In fact, less than that on Gladstone, because what? How big is Gladstone?
That was a reach.
Yeah, Gladstone is a tall man. Gladstone's 6'8". Easy.
Oh yeah, well then, yeah, Gus is definitely. I mean, Gus is like half Gladstone.
Less than. Cool. I enjoyed that. Just let's shoehorn in those jokes early and get them out of the way. And we can focus on making an entertaining podcast. Right. Lyosha, how's Lyosha doing? Because Lyosha got beat up good.
7 hit points. And that's post-unconscious. So he is panting, very tired. But doesn't forget to go pick up Asya and then swim her through.
Which presumably she loves.
Yeah, I would assume so. Does that mean that Gus has more hit points than the other 3 put together?
Yes, almost certainly. I think they've got like...
I'm on 14 at the moment, following a heal.
And Bambi's on 7, and Ralph, what'd you get?
4.
Yeah. Yeah, so...
Grand total of 25.
Between you, you're on 25 and Gus is on 33.
Amazing. Fucking druids.
I am not moving from this spot for the next 60 minutes. Let's all also do that.
Yes, more than fair.
I think we should take an inventory of what we actually have with us.
It's very important to note that Gladstone does not have his armour on. And has no way of putting it on.
No, because it's on the other side of a mine.
It's on the other side of the mine.
I have 2 daggers, some lockpicks, and that's it.
I think I have all my shit. Because I was mastiffed.
Because
You should have given Gus all of the backpacks.
Yeah, literally. Backpacks bigger than Gus. I put them all on and then mastiff. I wonder how that fucking works.
It works
Bollocks.
however I want it to, so YOLO.
God.
Yeah, that's all we need to do next time. Next time everyone's just got a bit of a bad back from carrying their packs. Just give it to
Gladstone
Gus.
always has a bad back.
Not from carrying his pack, though.
Does Gus have a shield?
Yes.
Gus does have a shield, yeah.
Will Gus
She's
use her shield?
Fully kitted out, like. Gladstone, do you want to wear this? And he offers a soggy, fur-drenched coat of studded leather. I think it might fit you, and I can, just not get hit. And
Did we not
that's fine
say
by
you
me.
were wearing like your padded gambeson?
We did.
Would studded leather be better?
No.
12?
I think studded leather is 11 plus dex, isn't it? Or 12 plus dex?
AC 12 plus
And
dex.
your dex can't be that good.
My dex is in fact 0.
I could give you a shield.
I think actually padded might be 11, but
Yeah, so we're basically kitting Gladstone out with our characters' leftovers to try and get him
With
up
the
to
shield
fighting
meant
fitness.
for a halfling.
That's a buckler, and that's also 2 AC.
Yeah, it's not the size, it's how you use it, Lou.
That's true.
yeah. So I think
Gus will
so.
tell you that any day.
That's what I tell myself.
So we see Gladstone in his waterlogged padded gambeson. He straps on a studded leather breastplate made for someone. Actually, no, Gladstone's
A
quite
foot
skinny.
shorter.
A foot shorter. So probably like a little crop top. Crop top of studded leather armour. And a buckler and a dagger. And he's just thinking, I broke 8 lances against the lion.
Hi, that's me. I bet you're wondering how I got to this point.
Yeah, if you could put a record scratch in there.
That's me,
that'd
Sir
be
Gladstone Pike.
great. You might remember me for besting the lion in combat. Things have not gone well since then.
Fought to a standstill. I think you'll find. Broke 8 lances, though.
So Light will take the dagger back from Gladstone that he gave him.
Yeah,
So
so
Light's back to 3 daggers. So, everything's coming up light in the lake at midnight.
So you did bring the sword then? You just didn't use it?
I do think the sword was brought, but I didn't use it underwater because, for the same reason, I didn't use my armour underwater. I could have used my sword underwater, and I could have worn plate armour underwater.
So we'll
I
say
didn't because it doesn't make any fucking
We'll say
sense.
it's by your side, sheathed.
It was sheathed.
Sheathed. Fine. Okay, so you look like a ragtag bunch of adventurers.
And that's just
Standard.
Gladstone.
Yeah, it's just normal. And you take a short rest. Feel free to use any hit dice that
Yes, please.
you might enjoy. Hopefully you all kept note of any hit dice you used previously in the previous short rest.
Yeah, I'm out of hit die now.
Oh dear.
Well, you can borrow some of mine if you like.
But surely you're back to full HP.
Not remotely.
I haven't used any. You can borrow some of mine.
Incorrect. Okay, so you're ready to continue. You've taken your chance to breathe and rest, and your incredibly powerful druid has all of their faculties, apart from a couple of spell slots. And
You can just lead the way.
lead the way, yeah. What's the plan, gang? You're basically on, just above the water, you're on these very thick sort of planks protruding from the side that go up around the edge. You're almost at the level of level 4.
I think we should take this very quietly, because I don't want to fight another one of those.
Yes, couldn't agree more. I'm not the most stealthy of gentlemen, but Gladstone's probably been squishing. Sort of just a...
Like Squidward.
Great Foley work, guys.
Lyosha and I can probably have a little look ahead. But, not too far, because, that didn't go very well last time.
No.
You won, didn't you?
Yes, perhaps I think that I should not go out of at least vision range.
Maybe if we tie ropes to it... No, never mind. It's a stupid idea. Proceeding stealthily.
Okay. Yeah, you want to roll some stealth checks? And when you say proceeding, you just mean up the stairs?
Towards the tomb?
Okay, so that's on level 3. So you want to skip out level 4 entirely.
Is there an entrance there?
Yeah, I mean, you can reach... So on the auxiliary shaft, you can reach level 4 and it goes across. But that was the way that Noah told you not to go.
Signs are pointing to us not going that way, then.
Yeah, and what you can do is keep going up this auxiliary shaft to level 3, where the other side was blocked. So you knew you had to come this way.
Yeah.
Is Gus just babysitting Gladstone?
Yes.
Okay, good to know.
Only 30 feet behind us.
Hit me with those stealth checks, boys.
10.
17.
Okay. You make your way. Is Gladstone and Gus, are you following behind?
I was under the impression they were going to scout ahead, and if they leave visual range, we'll...
So your visual range is what? Like, it's not much.
Oh, 15 foot, if that, yeah. Neither of us have got dark vision.
No. Both of them have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, hang on. You guys are walking away.
And then they immediately disappear.
Okay,
Whatever
well,
the range on the glowing mushroom is how far.
Yeah, I mean, you guys, you get up to level 4 unmolested, and you continue along the wooden steps upwards towards level 5, and you can't see any problems at all, and you can reach up to the top of the shaft, i.e. where it starts to open into level 5 and down a tunnel. So the question is, do you want to go back and get your comrades, or do you want to go into level 3, excuse me, up to where you need to be, the level with the tomb? Do you want to go back and get your comrades, or do you want to explore level 3 alone, just the two of you?
Definitely beckon them forwards.
We'll go back down and get them, yeah?
Yeah.
Hello! You can come up now!
Beckon them forwards, realising that stand, wait for a while, realise nothing's happened, and then trudge back.
Realise they can't see. Fine. And so you collect them, you get back up without incident. Gladstone trips a couple of times on the steps because he's a clumsy bitch.
Hey, don't make those kinds of decisions for me. 17.
Can I have a little look down the level 4 corridor just to see if there's anything particularly frightening down there?
No, I mean, it just looks like the rest of the mine at this point. There's nothing that particularly stands out. Make me a perception check, actually.
15.
Okay. So, you've seen most of this mine now. You see how the tunnels have been carved by the miners previously. You see how they set things up. You know what that looks like. That is a common tunnel across the place. There is a couple of tunnels on the level 4 as you look that don't look like that. They are 5 foot wide and about 8 foot tall, and they're just they're not got the same sort of grid-like pattern that the doors are doing. They just look like something has just tunneled straight through the earth.
Some kind of burrowing creature.
Big one.
And then Light looks at the opening to this tunnel and laments his abandoned equipment and thinks, I could tie a bit of string across here on 2 pythons and attach a bell to it out of my thieves' kit, and, well, maybe next time, he thinks.
Alright, proceed to level 3. Okay, so we get up to level 3, and you get up there, you start going down this tunnel into the main part of level 3. And there's a thick stench of Murgon and death on this level. And as the level opens up, there is a large amount of mining equipment around. And there's several corpses on the floor leading towards a large hole in the cavern wall. So you're in this large, excavated pit, very similar to how level 5 was underwater. It's a really large room. So the hole in the wall appears to have been blown apart, presumably by the mining expedition, but the dark earth of the mine gives way to clear sandstone rock bricks, masterfully hewn and placed, and a faint glow emanates from beyond this artificial entryway, illuminating several bodies of what look like orcs, wearing long black robes and clutching cruel weapons. So that's where we're at, and there's a load of mining equipment around everywhere.
Can we work out what killed the orcs?
Looks
Maybe it's
like
obvious.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you want to go up to them and do like a medicine check or something,
Yes. Medicine check.
or survival. I'd let you do survival if that would be better.
Survival gives me 8, medicine gives me 6.
You're not sure that they're dead, actually.
I'll do one.
I could not possibly say that what killed these.
You don't know what happened to these big goblins.
Yes, excellent.
They did not survive.
I got a 17 for either either medicine or survival, because I've got the same modifier for both.
Okay, so they've been sort of stabbed and slashed to death, with quite long cuts. But because you rolled so well, Gus, the checks that you did reveal that most of the orcs were long dead and had clearly been reanimated to fight once more.
Just like our good friend Asguz said.
Hello, Commander!
Oh, fuck, not you again!
Bet you weren't expecting to find your old friend Asgul's bloodfist here, were you?
No, we're never expecting to find Asgur's Bloodfist here.
No one expects the Asgur's Bloodfist. What's the situation with the weapons?
They look, a lot of them kind of look like short daggers, like cruel, quite sharp weaponry, but quite spiky and nasty.
Like short swords?
Yeah, some of them falchions mostly.
Could I piece together a pair of short swords?
Oh, be careful with those falchions, they're incredibly sharp and powerful.
I mean, they're pretty crude weapons, but I'll let you have a couple of short swords if you want.
Oh, look, everyone, new weapons!
Yes, very, very impressive. Yes, 2 at a time, yes.
Okay, what do you want to do?
Well, give me a minute to equip my short swords.
I will not!
If only I had some magic oil to put on these.
So the wall we know was made before the dwarfs had the mine here, or
Yeah, it looks like it. It looks like that is the wall of the tomb.
Stone cunning?
Stone cunning if you want.
Well, I think you just explained what it was.
Yeah.
Right?
So
it's obvious.
obviously yeah.
Yeah.
It's obvious. And it has been blown
was just
apart. You can see
confirming that.
through it now, and there's that light emanating through.
What colour is the light?
A faint amber.
Is amber good or bad?
Amber means caution.
It's medium, yeah.
Amber means
Red and
proceed with caution if clear.
Is there a way to turn the amber light into a green light?
No, green might mean necromancy. It depends on the particular shade. What we want is a nice, clean blue light.
Some of the orcs die again from boredom.
If there's no objection, I shall lead the way, shall I?
I think perhaps if light continues to lead the way slightly ahead, but not too far, I'll stay back so I can see, and we can rush to the aid. Because if we can get the jump on anyone who may be in there, that could be better for us.
Light's whiskers droop a little bit, but he remembers leaving Gladstone to die to the tentacle monster and thinks, maybe this time I can prove myself.
I mean, if Lyosha's happy to babysit Gladstone, I can come with you.
I don't need babysitting. I'm quite capable. Thank you.
Yes,
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry,
that was unbecoming.
I understand that, but I just think that perhaps if we know what we're walking into. Last time, I swam into something that we did not know, and it has changed me.
God.
My dear friend. We faced it together. We defeated it. Remember that.
Indeed we did. Which is why I will stay with you.
Okay, hey, Gus. Can you do a big cat?
Can I do a big cat?
Let's just, shall we put some music in? Like, welcome to Can Gus Change Into This? This week we'll think about big cats. What kind of cat are you going for, Gus? A leopard? A panther? Maybe a puma?
Welcome to Lou's Wild Justification Zone.
How has this city girl who can't swim seen a panther?
Yeah. Grebthea's got panthers coming out of his ears. You can't move for panthers
Real
in the back
panther
streets of Grebthea.
It's actually completely legal to kill panthers because they're such a pest. They're deemed as pests.
Endemic.
They're jungle rats. That's what they are.
What about a Eurasian lynx?
Y'all are so hilarious.
Well, we think so. As do our literal tens of listeners.
Oh yeah, actually, as a
Hundreds.
crumb of context for the listener, this will be the first episode that we're recording once the podcast is actually out, which means that we can act on all of the feedback that we're getting. So when you're listening back, this is the episode. This is the turning point where the decline starts.
Yes.
This is where you can start holding us accountable.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, what are you
How
doing?
did Cat Chat go?
I can do a lion or a tiger if Gus has
Course you
seen
can.
one.
We'll say there's a travelling zoo that Gus has been to.
will we indeed? Cool. Tiger.
Gildanelli's?
Gildanelli's travelling zoo. Tova's got that glazed look in their eyes where they are literally obviously
Looking
just
at the
marking
timestamp.
My
That's-
hand
timestamp.
is hovering over the stop recording button.
The router settings are already open. Sorry, guys.
Oh, the
something
connection.
happened to my router.
Just to be clear, I planned so much and we're
Yeah,
not
yeah.
even at like the first bit.
Sorry, Lou, your mistake was talking about cats. You've turned into a tiger or something, right?
You're right. That was my mistake.
You're turned into a Grigine tiger.
A Gragine tiger. All
Which
right.
are black.
With
So
yellow
that
yellow
gives us
spots.
advantage and
Ah! Okay.
Light admires the leopard. Was that the one animal you did?
The Gragine tiger.
The tiger, okay. Yeah, that's pretty good. Not bipedal though, are you? Let's go.
Right, what are you doing?
Gus does
Describe.
does an actual growl, and raises a tiger eyebrow like, yeah,
And Light vanishes with a 27 stealth
And does what?
into the tomb.
Into the tomb? You step through it.
Peering in first, head first, sort of having a quick look in from outside.
So-
just in case anyone cared, I got a nat 20 on my stealth +6, and I still didn't beat Tove.
Okay, so you look in and it's very serene, and there's a large there's a huge map on the wall. There's a large tomb or slab in the actual middle. I was going to say sarcophagus, but
Yeah, I
a
think that'd be the right
coffin,
word. Yeah.
yeah, all right. It's one of those things, massive. And on that, you can see the words written. Well, there's writing on it. So if you got closer, you could see that. And yeah, it's quite a large room, and there's sort of pillars around the place as well. But you don't see anything else in particular as you stick your head in.
No beasties ready to devour unwitting trespassers.
You can see mostly around the room, so you'd be very surprised if there was a beastie in there, a large beastie. There might be a small one.
Make eye contact with Lyosha, give a thumbs up to show that, yeah, looking good so far, and then...
Lyosha can't see you because you rolled too high in your stealth.
Oh. Is he trying to hide from Lyosha?
From Lyosha.
I don't. That's up to Light.
No, obviously. In he goes.
Okay,
In
as
we
you
go.
step
Tiger
as you step through, you hear this a clear voice cutting through the silence. It says, "Step forward, adventurers, and introduce yourselves.
Do we all hear that?
Yeah, it's a clear voice, cuts through the silence. You can presumably you're standing outside the tomb rather than like fucked off.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's not like in
Yeah.
Light's brain.
No,
within 55 feet range is where Lyosha is kept.
Okay.
Dark vision range.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's quite light in there, so it's okay.
Don't like that. Hello, my name is Light.
Have you frozen? Are you walking into the tomb? What's the plan? Are you looking around?
Frozen, looking around, suspicious of what's going on.
What direction did it come from, sorry?
Inside the tomb. Against the sort of far wall. You think you can see the outline of a figure and maybe a weapon or something around just behind one of the pillars, like.
And I think that's where the voice is coming from. That's
Yeah.
probably what I spoke to then.
Well, it's nice to meet you, Light. Welcome
we-
to my tomb. You go.
Are we cool to be here? Like, you're not going to try to kill us or anything?
Well, that wasn't my first plan.
Oh, good. Because, we've had one hell of a day.
Gus steps forward and says, I am Queen Augustina the Tigress, and you shall not kill us. She's also badly doing Light's accent because she assumes that's what cats sound like.
And a figure emerges from the far wall. They're clad in old-fashioned armor. They've got a very large halberd sort of languishing in their grasp. Looks across. It originally started to look down, but sort of looks up with a smile playing across their lips. And they're like, my, aren't you terrifying? To
Yes,
Augustina.
I certainly am.
Is everything all right in there?
I think the tomb is inhabited.
Gladstone's gonna come forward, I think.
Lyosha
Sort
follows.
of have a look at Lyosha and just.
Lyosha points the direction out.
So the figure raises their head, revealing clear, piercing grey eyes and a youthful, honest face. Their helmet, discarded, lies on the ornamental slab of stone in the centre of the room. And across their head is a faded red headband, which holds back a full head of light grey hair that streams past their ears to their neck. And they smile and say, "Welcome to my tomb."
So you are Rygard.
The very same. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
I'll say it. I thought you were going to be dead.
I mean, why don't you make anyone make a religion check or an arcana?
Not like
I'm sure that's all of our strong suits.
you're listing intelligence skills there, Jack. Those are.
Is religion intelligence? I thought it was wisdom.
No, it's intelligence.
Oh wow.
It was wisdom in fourth, which has always kind of made sense to me,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's one of the knowledge skills. Anyway, Gladstone got a 7.
Anyone beat a 7?
I'm trying. Oh, fuck. 15.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, with the 15, you sort of you think that this is probably some form of corporeal form of their spirit rather than them actually being alive. And their body mostly likely remains entombed. In the tomb, as it were.
So is this a ghost situation?
They smile, say, I believe it is something like that, yes. It appears the miners thought they could struck metaphorical gold by unearthing my tomb, but lacked the tools to neatly break through its reinforced walls. As a result, they resorted to dark powder, and the explosion that ensued awoke something deep within the earth. That thing emerged forth and attacked the miners, and they swiftly retreated and abandoned the mine. Unfortunately, in the process, the explosion or intrusion appeared to activate some seals within the tomb. However, I was allowed to continue my rest as no one had, it seemed, dare enter the tomb. Not even the creature from the deep. However, just a few days ago those same seals were unleashed, and I was pulled from my reverie to walk the earth once more. though it appears I am confined within these walls. So sadly, I will never again see the sights of Erin.
Well, sorry you have been disturbed, Sir Gladstone Pike, by the way, an honour.
Nice to meet you, sir. Thank you for your kindness.
Is there anything we can do to I mean, do you wish to return to your restful, well-earned slumber?
Well, I think that's one thing that we could all agree on is ideal. I believe that until those who desecrated my tomb and looted it are slain, and the objects returned, I will be trapped here in purgatory.
That old chestnut.
Yes. The looters of tombs, terrible. Terrible.
The orcs you see about your feet, I did manage to kill most of them, but some got away.
And what items did they make their way with?
Light's sort of wandering around the tomb now, kind of inspecting the various accoutrements.
The treasure they stole was my trinkets that I had in life, weapons and armor, things important to me that I was buried with. I believe they were searching for a much more important treasure, but those weak fools did not take that. They did not realize what it was.
Of course, sorry, sidebar. Of course, I, Lou, remember why we're in this mine. But just in case the listeners have forgotten, maybe someone could remind them why we're in the tomb.
I mean, I think that's a good point to do a recap because it was so many months ago now that they've heard it. It was you were tasked by Fantasy Kev to find the tomb of Rygard Orcsbane.
Check.
And recover the items of great power buried within it, because he didn't want those items to go to the Sentinels, because he thinks the Sentinels are bad news. So Rygard is telling you that some items have been taken, but the most powerful thing that they were actually looking for is still there.
Good, well done, thank you.
That's right. They say to you, the treasure they were actually looking for remains beyond their grasp. I could reveal its location to you, but you would have to promise to aid me and allow me to rest once more, and I would also need you to indulge me in a few contests to prove yourselves worthy of recognizing that treasure before I let it pass into your grasp. For I didn't earn the name Rygard the Defender for nothing.
You know, I would have gone with the Defender. Like, Orcsbane is... it's a little charged, isn't it, as a name?
Yes.
Problematic in today's society.
As soon as you say Orcsbane, their features wrinkle in disgust. And they're like, a most distasteful moniker that completely missed the point and is buried in loose, unremembered and poorly recorded history. A shame.
Light looks at the dead orcs on the floor.
Clearly somewhat remembered.
Well, no, as in like, fake history, fake news. A shame that is all I was remembered for. That particular sobriquet was earned outside the gates of Kerrol, a wonderful, beautiful city in the heart of the mountains bordering Thera. I could tell you the whole story, but I'd have to ask you and the listeners whether they really want to hear it.
I'm pretty interested in that treasure you mentioned.
How about this? I'll do it like a story treasure kind of swap. Does that work? Alright, we'll just get long story short. I'll record this and put it out there sometime. Long story short, I killed a bunch of people. And we all defended the city from a massive raiding party. But all of the raiders belonged to various religious sects that believed in cremation of the bodies, the fallen bodies. So they were all recovered, but the orc tribe amongst them did not believe that. So at the end of the raid, all of their allies came to take the bodies, but left all the orc bodies there. So it looked like there'd been a massacre of orcs, whereas really that was just one contingent of the army that we had fought off. Long story, no biggie. It's cool. I don't hate orcs, I promise. Again, ignore the orcs they were dead anyway. As you can tell.
Ignore them.
Yeah. Pay no attention to the orcs behind the curtain.
Ignore the dead orcs on the floor.
Perhaps it wasn't just an orc mining party. There was a many species races party, but they came and took the bodies away and burnt them.
I see what you're doing, Master Dwarf. It's okay.
Not again!
Yeah, we'll set the record straight for you.
Thanks. That's super cool of you.
Running his finger up and down this helmet that was on the sarcophagus.
Yeah, so if you look at the helmet... Wait, what did you say, sorry?
Well, the exact words I used were running his finger up and down the helmet,
Yeah,
which
okay.
I regret saying.
Yeah, I was like...
Sorry,
Wait.
Toby, if we could just get a nice clean take of you saying running your fingers up and down the helmet.
Yeah, so under the helmet are the words Rygard the Defender, like embossed on the slab.
Cool.
Now,
Sorry, I'm all flushed now.
Gladstone's ears have perked up at the mention of contests to prove valour and worthiness.
Yes, I would be remiss.
Which I guess he puts across telepathically because I said that as just a statement about him.
Rygard continues and is like, I would be remiss, my friends, if I were to reveal the secrets of some of the most powerful weapons. The artifacts that I helped recover and seal away were of significant power, which in the right hands helped Erin remain sovereign and free from the grip of tyranny. However, if these were to fall into the wrong hands, there could be much destruction and despair caused. So I would ask you, my friends, to prove yourselves. I sense that you are worthy, but I must put you to the test. I'm sorry. Would you indulge me in a few contests to prove yourselves worthy?
Over to you, Gladders.
Yes, I shall be your champion.
Well, speaking of, the first is a trial of courage. You have heard of my exploits. Who would face me in one-on-one combat?
Oh, so Gladstone has stepped forward, I think. And Light is about to put his hand on Gladstone's shoulder, but he wants to know the answer to this question. How hot is this ghost?
Pretty fucking hot, bro. Let me just reread this again. Clear, piercing grey eyes with a youthful, honest face. They've got a faded red headband which holds back a full head of light grey hair that streams past their ears to their neck.
Working our way down, the sort of triangular body, torso shape going on.
No, not Dorito shaped. I think quite slender. Not wiry frame, but just like a normal sort of body composition. Lithe and slender.
Yeah, see, that'd never work. And Light pats Gladstone on the shoulder twice and says, "You got this, buddy. Good luck."
Rygard looks you up and down and says, Sir Gladstone, was it?
That's right, yes.
I do not wish to tarnish your reputation, good sir, but you strike me as someone that usually wears a tad more armor than you currently are.
I am currently between armors.
You're wearing an amalgamation of what looks like 4 different people's items.
Yes, that is correct. We took a bit of a swim to get here, and I didn't think that the old plate armor, the old harness, would be entirely a good move.
And while I applaud that, and it's obviously got you where you wanted to go, it doesn't seem like we're coming at each other on an even footing, so just hold one moment. And they walk over to the side where you see a bunch of just knickknacks and stuff and potions and things. And they bring over 2 potions. And they offer both of them to you. Drink up, Sir Gladstone. And they wink at you. To a fairer fight.
That wink could have been yours, Light.
Yeah, I mean, I'd probably take the potions. Like, I've never been offered 1,000-year-old drugs before.
Is it immediately obvious what the potion is?
No.
Gladstone, cheers, and
You've got
drinks.
2 potions.
Do I both?
Double
Well,
fist.
they're both yours. They've been given to you. Do you want to take one after the other? Or do you want to
Same time.
shot glass them both in at the same time?
Yeah, one after the other.
One after the other. Okay, so the
I mean,
first
don't ask
one...
what they are.
We are guests. We have exchanged
The
names.
first one goes in, and you heal for 11 points.
Oh shit! That's more than I needed.
Okay, good. That's the first one down.
Terrible waste. And the second?
You drink the second.
Are they identical?
No.
I drink the second.
This one, the first one, as it goes down, bit sweet, like a sticky iced tea. This one, gloopy, acidic, corrosive, unpleasant, instantly gives you reflux. Like, it's just, it's a miserable thing. But what I want you to think about...
Should have done the other way round.
Yeah. Rygard was like, I wouldn't have. Okay. What I want you to think about is when Gladstone closes his eyes and imagines himself at his full pomp. Describe what he looks like.
Gladstone is a little bit more filled out than he currently is. Mm-hmm. He's a little bit more sort of overtly muscular rather than just kind of wiry as he is now. Auburn hair, which is obviously not thinning on the top as his is. Slightly fuller beard. Not like a great big bushy beard, but...
And what would Gladstone be wearing in that scenario?
Gladstone would be wearing resplendent plate armour, with a little bit of filigree, nothing too audacious. But it's tourney armour, so it's meant to be a bit flashy.
Any enamel?
It's enamelled, yes, and the breastplate has the image of a rearing red stallion emblazoned and enamelled on the front.
And so, to Light's, Lyosha's, and Gus's amazement, that is exactly the armour you now see Gladstone standing before you wearing.
My God.
My goodness. I reach my hand up to my head.
Unfortunately, you just hit solid scalp. The auburn locks and the bushy beard aren't there, but the armour that you imagined was, and is, sorry. So you are resplendent in plate, you are full HP, and I would love... And Rygard winks at you, takes a few steps away, lowers their halberd, and nods and sort of bows their head towards you.
Gladstone unstraps the shield from his arm, pauses, places it in front of the tiger respectfully.
And the tiger looks at him like, what the hell am I going to do with that?
Thank you for lending it to me. It's much appreciated.
Gus kind of paws it back so it's kind of underneath her. Like, fine, I'll watch this then.
And Gladstone draws his sword, holds it in a two-handed grip, nods to Rygard.
Roll for initiative.
9.
I rolled a 19. Round 1.
Ding ding!
Rygard goes to move towards you and brings the halberd back in a great, and brings it towards you in this great arc, and then just stops and checks the movement and steps back and sort of winks at you, kind of goading you forward. You're up.
Slightly off-put by sudden attack, Gladstone doesn't quite get the sword in line and just kind of flails around a little bit. So
sort of almost like you're kind of defensively posturing.
I think it was almost like a flinch to...
Yeah. Okay. And Rygard then rolls a 23 to hit.
Yeah.
You take 12 damage.
Ouchies.
And it's your turn.
Wow. 40 really does go down quite quickly if it's... then. Jesus Christ.
Going well, is it?
You've got inspiration. You've definitely got an inspiration.
I'm going to use that inspiration. Jesus Christ. Okay.
You know what's
I'm
funny
gonna
about this is so Gladstone's just going to die and you're not going to progress.
Yeah.
You can do it, Gladstone. You can do it, right?
I'm assuming a 14 doesn't do anything for me.
A 14 does not do anything for you, unfortunately.
Just going to try some different dice for the next round, I think.
Yeah. So Rygard kind of faints under your attacks and then brings switches hands on the halberd, brings the shaft of the halberd against the back of your legs in like a kind of trip maneuver. Attempts to trip you. So can you make a strength check, please?
11.
Yeah. Okay. So you fall prone to the ground.
We all wince.
Yeah, I was gonna say Lyosha, Tiger Gus, and Light. What are you? You've seen Gladstone like flailing.
Lyosha is trying to study Rygard's style to see if there's any weakness or patterns that he can then shout advice to help. But unfortunately, it's a disaster.
Genuinely thought you were about to say so that he can take over when Gladstone dies.
Yeah.
Tomato.
I think, actually, now I come to think of it, when was the last time Gladstone fought someone? Like, we've been fighting beasts and things, but, genuinely...
Don't think you fought in an actual
Has Gladstone
fight.
not fought a person for about 40 years?
I think it's showing.
I think he thought that he was gonna
straight back into it.
step right back into it.
Like riding a bike, isn't it?
Also, I feel like your swordplay isn't really called into question much when you're hacking at a bunch of a shambling spiders or a creature from the deep. Whereas, so in terms of you studying Rygard, Lyosha, I mean, they're very relaxed. They've got a sort of relaxed grip on the halberds. They're moving very quickly and with litheness and speed. But when you've seen that they've got an almost inhuman strength when they've swung the halberd, I mean, gosh, it clattered down and sweeping under. I mean, you probably looked at that grapple attempt with the thing coming around, and you probably, if you had to put a number to it, you think it was probably 23 good. And so you're like, holy crap. Yes, they're moving really well and quickly, but it's a Muhammad Ali kind of approach. They're dancing around, but the strength is definitely there as well.
You could say they're floating like a butterfly, but stinging like some kind of Eurasian stinging
Evil
insect.
Owl. Yeah. Gladstone, you're prone, you're on the floor.
I am flat on my back.
Yeah.
Sweep their legs.
That is what he will do. I'll attempt to sweep the leg.
Contested check, right?
That seems unfortunately correct.
I think there is a trip action, but you'd have disadvantage on it from prone, so contested would be better.
Yeah, I think so too.
Ooh, a third dice set is coming out.
Hang on. What was your total?
What was my total? My total was fucking 8, bro.
You got me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I rolled a 2.
Oh, I also rolled a 2. I'm stronger.
Wait.
Oh, I'll tell you what I did. I did a longsword attack.
I was going to say, you do not have a +6 on your strength. Cool. So you don't trip me.
No, I grab a leg and it maybe budges slightly.
Rygard
and I get up.
Yeah, I was going to say, Rygard helps you up. Uses their turn to help you up and walks away from you.
I nod, appreciating the
and sort of
conduct.
Yeah, and resets. Lowers the halberd towards you and resets. It's your turn.
You want to tag out, or...
No, I'm just a little out of practice, that's all.
Okay.
It's just funny how bad
facial expression.
how bad Ralph rolls generally, but specifically when all of the pressure is on Ralph.
The light is really shining on it.
Yeah. Like he rolls this badly all the time, but it's in the midst of everyone else rolling and having fun. Whereas right now it's just painful.
Very obvious.
Ralph, what's Sir Gladstone doing here? Do you think shall we kindly say with the narrative that he is attacking, making forays and feints and things, and Rygard is just able to turn it away with their halberd and step backwards?
Yeah, I think that's a series of blows quite easily fended off, ending with just sort of knocking the sword point to the ground. Yeah.
Okay. Rygard rolls a 20 to attack you again.
20 just squeaks by.
15 points of damage.
Fuck me. Okay.
Going well.
Gladstone, you're up.
Gladstone takes a deep breath, using his second wind, to regain 9 hit points. And 17.
Hit.
So from the ground just sweeps up inside Rygard's guard. From its sword point.
Sure.
Sweeps up and gets a hit past Rygard's guard.
4.
4. Oh yeah, I rolled damage. I've not hit anything for so long that I've kind of forgotten that was part of the process.
Forgotten next step.
A wonderful 6 of slashing.
Okay.
Woo, Gladstone! We knew you could do it!
Woo!
Rygard smiles, takes a step back, and brings the shaft of the halberd up in a strike against you. Ooh. That is an 11. That's not going to do it, is it?
Blocked with a forearm, I think.
You're up.
15.
Hits.
5 pommel strike.
Yep. So Rygard takes the fist to their face and staggers back, smiles again with a sort of incorporeal or corporeal trickle of blood coming from their nose, and swings the halberd across at you for a 19.
Meets it, beats it.
Whew. 13 points.
Spicy. Very spicy.
You're up. Wait, no. Slashes across you, sees that it's scored a deep hit, and goes, "You fought well, Sir Gladstone. Will you yield now, if you're not strong enough to pass this test?"
Oh, he's trying to rile you.
What is Gladstone's response?
I will not yield, sir. I will use my action surge, though. Come on now, you behaved last week. You can do this. I know you can roll higher than a 10.
The whole podcast depends on it.
Come on, he's gated some content behind this. I really need you to just, come on. Enough. 21.
Oh, yeah. So I think there's a sort of, you say that and then you kind of leap forward with a bit of surprising speed, which catches Rygard off guard.
And with a feint, I get his halberd out to the side and then slash across with 14 damage.
Oh, and so that staggers them backwards, and they look up at you and they say, "Well played, Sir Gladstone. You have passed the trial of courage."
Woo!
Ha! They should call you Rygard off guard. Ha ha ha! Gladstone, I knew you could do it!
Rygard slits your throat.
Gladstone holds up a hand to the cheering crowd and holds out his hand to Rygard.
And Rygard
clasp forearms.
Yeah, exactly. Clasps your forearm in a strong, sort of very masculine kind of grab.
And Gladstone kind of staggers towards the tomb. And do you mind if I
collapse?
Have intimating sitting down.
No, go right ahead, my friend.
Thank you, too kind.
And Rygard walks over to you and says, It's been some time since I had the thrill of a fight. I must thank you for that, Sir Gladstone.
Likewise.
You really had me going for a moment there. I thought you were not up to snuff.
All part of the strategy, dear boy.
Two things for you moving forward. Firstly, they take off their glove and lay their hand on your cheek very gently, and they heal you to full.
Thank you.
And the second is they pull off the headband, and they reach out and they give it to you, and you can take the headband.
Oh. Thank you.
And they say, "This headband served me well for many years, Sir Gladstone. I hope it will do the same to you." And
Light is like right up there, looking at it as closely as he can.
It looks very mundane, grimy, caught a load of sweat and a bit of blood over the years. Headband doesn't look any special at all, but it feels quite potent and powerful, Sir Gladstone. If you were to put it on, you feel like you might get some benefit from it.
He puts it on.
So from now on, your second wind when you expend it is 2d6 rather than 1d10.
Ooh.
Nice
Spicy.
Nice
You're giving Ralph more dice to roll, is that?
More dice to roll.
Minimum 2, though.
What's better than 1-1? 2-1s.
Yeah.
Rygard looks across at the rest of you and says, "Well done, you've passed the trial. Second trial is rather a test of ingenuity and teamwork. I have mentioned this deep creature that roams the halls of this mine. It is they that you must slay to pass the next challenge. In a straight fight, I fear that you would not be much match for the creature, so make sure you plan your attack and even the odds. All I will say is that it is attracted by vibrations in the ground, so you will be able to capture its attention. The rest is up to you."
But we were just trying to avoid it. We went really far out of our way to avoid fighting it.
We got very wet to avoid it, and
I was eaten for quite a long time.
and Lyosha died. Like, you know.
I feel your pain, my friends, but what I'm saying to you is rig the fight. Fight dirty.
Yeah, I suppose we could do that.
I mean, it's pretty distracting to see a tiger in a cave, right?
Quick whip around the tomb visually, seeing if there's any other goodies that might help. Since we're gonna be fighting dirty.
Not really any goodies inside, but on the way to the tomb you did see like a bunch of mining equipment.
Nice longbow. They're quite handy in a mine.
You've got a longbow.
I listened to last episode, and I did very specifically leave my pack and longbow behind.
Yeah.
Oh, ideal.
Wow. Yeah, but you also went back to get Ash. Oh no, you didn't. You didn't go all the way back, did you? Yeah.
Yes.
I'm giving you out.
I asked if there were any longbows around, and you said no. The one out which I would be willing to take, you said no.
No,
The
because
one that rewrites history.
Unsurprisingly, the miners didn't bring a bunch of longbows with them down into the mine.
Maybe the tomb has a longbow on the wall.
It
Perfectly
does. You
preserved.
take it off the wall and it crumbles to dust in your hands.
Okay, what's the situation in the room outside the tomb? Is that potentially a potential arena for us?
Yeah, so I mean, it's really up to you what you want to do. There are tunnels leading off the main cavern, but it is a large arena-like space. There's a host of mining tools, ropes, debris, carts, Mergon ore-filled boxes, large open spaces, but as I said, a series of tunnels as well. So it's really up to you. The mine is your oyster. It's your world. We're all just listening to it.
Is there anything else you can tell us about this creature?
Yes.
Its capabilities, its...
Yes, I've got several pages of notes if you would all just shut the fuck up for a second.
No, I could tell you more, Sir Gladstone, but that wouldn't be much of a test now, would it?
I suppose.
I thought you liked us.
I mean, Sir Gladstone, do you want me to help you? Or do you want to pass the test?
No, you're right.
Because I could do it if you wanted.
No.
It's up to you, I don't mind. Either way.
So it might be cool to make it fall in the water, maybe?
That was my thought as well, yes.
Minor explosives. Black
I've
powder.
got a reduce spell.
Ooh.
I could make it slightly less giant.
Well, on that bombshell, that's where we're going to leave it this week, as our players spend some time thinking about how they're going to come up against this challenge.
Are you ending it there because you have to go look at some spells?
I need to figure out what the heck you're about to do and come up with some numbers. No, I think it's nice because then you can spend some time thinking about exactly how you prep it. We can set all that preparation up to start things. Because the listeners don't want to hear you spitballing 4,000 hours worth of ideas. I think we'll call it there and end it there for this week, and then tune in next week and see whether this harebrained group of people's schemes are going to get anywhere.
Next episode starts with, it did not work.
So yeah, tell me about your new character.
Thanks for listening to Of Dice and Them. If you enjoyed this episode, we'd love to hear from you. Please leave a review on your favourite podcasting platform and subscribe to be notified as soon as new episodes drop. In the meantime, give us a follow at Of Dice and Them on Twitter and Instagram, where you can also find out how to follow our amazing cast. And we'll see you next time. Bye!
Got everyone's favourite sixth party member.
That was great. I hope we get that in the podcast.
Right on cue days. Good job.
Yeah.
Good.
Oh, there, sailor. Yes, I'm talking to you. Do you yearn for high seas adventure and piratical mayhem at the roll of a D20?
Yes, I'll just toss you your shirt.
Very sassy.
No, I drink beer and I fart in my sleep.
Now that I got your attention with sex, here
Welcome to my pub, the Wizard's Sleeve.
It's still a cow that I'm gonna get in a bag. Do you know how big a cow is?
Don't put gold in your ass.
that's not the catchphrase we were looking for.
It is one that we often use at this group,
Enough
though.
about where you keep your secret stuff.
It's not in my anus. Stop it.
Then sign your name in blood. Join the rovers and your crew on their adventures every Wednesday, wherever you find podcasts.